Welcome back. Been a little busy out there in the world, but it's time to download some ideas from the big brain, Brian, the brain, and talk about nationals. Regardless of where you are and what you're doing, mid-year in powerlifting is typically time for the big competitions and the nationals comps, and they can become the all-consuming space because, let's face it, it is the biggest event of the year. If you're into this barbell thing, here I am wearing my capo shirt. It gives me an opportunity to sit back and reflect on capo, on nats, and what it kind of means to me, and the stuff that I think is important, and the things that we overlook and things to remember going into it. And that is, wow, what's the history? What have I been doing? 2009, first comp. Thanks to competing in powerlifting, I've had the opportunity to move around all of Australia, compete in all sorts of cool comps in lots of places, all the way from Perth, Albury, Melbourne, Tassie, Brizzy, of course, Sydney as well. Been to Adelaide. We've been to all of them. It's been a hoot of a time. And my biggest lesson I've learnt from all of this is to not get caught up in just the lifting component of it, and to remember one important thing that you should sit back on, reflect on, and enjoy. And that is what I like to call the nationals experience. What does that mean? That means I'm sitting down, I was trying to write down all the comps I did since 2009, and for the life of me, I can't even really remember the weights. It took Open Powerlifter for me to look up what it was, but what I did reminisce on as I went through the years of where I've went and what I've done, whether it was for my own personal lifting or for coaching, and that was the experience. Memories started flooding back of the training runs, the people I spent the time with, the things we did outside of the gym as a group, because let's face it, we're forging this bond, these friendships with people in the gym. We're slogging it out for hours on end together. So thinking about the things that we did outside of those training sessions, big eating contests, ring a bell, as a coaching experience, remembering the times we traveled to other gyms as groups and teams to train together, and then most importantly, the event. Part of those memories that flood back for me again, like not even my own lifting and my own successes or failures that I had at those events. It was me thinking about the other people I lifted with, my training partners, the moments I shared with them, my coach and friends, and thinking about the people I got to meet at those great events and remembering what they lifted. That is what the nationals experience is all about. If you have the opportunity to travel for nationals, being in Brizzy, I've been in Brizzy for quite a few comps, but also traveled quite a lot. For me is remembering all those moments and those things that I did outside of the competition, hanging out with some friends, the people I met at the comp, and the things we did outside of there as well. The holidays that I tacked on to the outside of those competition, those places I got to see all around Australia because I jumped in and competed at the competition. Now, it's very quick and very easy to not remember and think about these things because we get so fucking hyper-focused on the barbell, what's on it and what's happening in our lives to be able to move that weight as best as physically possible, even going so far as letting that weight define who we are as a human and being essentially consumed by it, forgetting that we should, along the training run, sit back and enjoy, spend a few extra minutes hanging out with those training partners, reflecting on and really absorbing and then taking in that moment. As a group of humans, if you're fortunate enough to be training in a gym where we're all going together, you'll be training similar training sessions, you'll be having similar challenges along the way, and you'll be having as much fun as each other. Sit back and really enjoy those moments. This is my little chat to say to you, training and the experience goes beyond that of just the weight on the barbell. Take it from a guy who's done it since 2009 and cannot even remember his own personal lifts until I looked it up on Open Powerlifter. But I can tell you, I can remember every other little moment along the way. And when you sit back and talk to the team, if I got them on here and we sat around and reflected on all of the trips that we've had together as a group, I guarantee we didn't really bring up the lifting itself for our own individual performance, we would have just talked about, fuck, do you remember that deadlift you did? Man, you guts that out. And then 3 of us would be like, that was one of my favorite lifts of the event. Now, you're all probably somewhere between, if you're training for Capo, 11 training weeks out, all the other various feds and big meets running around this planet in here in Australia that you could be gunning for. Sit back and enjoy the moment. Don't just focus on the weight, because this thing is meant to be fun and enjoyable as well. It's not just meant to be about barbells. And if you do this, I promise you, you'll not only have an even more enjoyable training experience, but I would even challenge to so far as to say you will have a better training experience and get more out of the barbell. And the last thing I will say, when you go to Nats, put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, use that opportunity to meet and talk to some of these people that you'll potentially just see online and go, man, that guy, well, is strong. Go up and talk to them, get to meet them. This is a great opportunity to make some like-minded friends that do the same thing that you do. They're just on another planet, on the other side of the planet, Australia, another gym, another place. This is a place to forge and create some lasting memories, some great friendships. Get in their team, enjoy the training, have lots of fun. Remember, rule number 1, it is meant to be fun. And if you have a lot more fun doing it, I guarantee you will kick ass. See you all at Nats.